Right. So if you watched the last video, you would have seen me do the beginning and approaching standard. This video is aimed more at this column, the at standard column, and going over a couple of key concepts that we looked at in at standard. And probably really for me, it's these two questions. So I like to call them the division trap because kids get confused in which order they actually need to do this particular question. So if we look at these, probably it's best to start with this one. Now, it's really about the location in this question of this 3. So we can see it's 2x divided by 3 plus 6 equals 12. And in this case, I would simply take the 6 straight away, and I get 2x divided by 3 is equal to, of course, 6. 12 take 6 is 6. Then I'm going to times by the 3, and then I'm going to times by the 3. Now I'm timesing by 3 because I'm dividing by 3, so I'm doing the opposite. And I'm going to get 2x is equal to 18, and then I'm just going to divide through by the 2, and x becomes equal to 9. So that's how you do that question. Okay, and you can see that this question is, of course, the same, and we would need to work our way through that. And we'll do that in just a second. But first, I want to talk about this question, because in this question, we do not take the 6 straight away, and it's because of where this 3 is. Can we see how this covers all of it? Whereas this 3 only covered the 2x, the plus 6 was all by itself. In this case, though, our 3x and our plus 6 are both being divided by 3. And in this particular case, this is where we need to do the times by 3 so that we can actually get access to this particular 6. Now, this is one of the reasons I don't like the term reverse order of operations, because if you stick to that, you'll do this 6 first rather than, of course, deal with this particular 3. So if we go 3 times 3, that'll cancel that out, and we'll get this 3x plus 6, and then we'll get 11 times 3 is 33. Now, okay, what are we going to do here? Well, we've got to get rid of this plus 6 because we want to get to the x. So if we look at our furthest from x, we can see that the 6 is further than the 3. So I'm going to take 6 here, and I'm going to take 6 here, and that's going to leave me with the number 27. And 3x is equal to 27. And then, of course, there's a times in between this 3 and this x, so I'm going to divide by 3, and that's going to leave me as x being equal to the number 9. Now, if we put this back into check, 3 times 9 is 18 plus 6. Oh, geez, this is really... No, 3 times 9 is not 18, mate. That's 2 times 9. Come on. 3 times 9 is 27. 27 plus 6 is 33, and 33 divided by 3 is 11. No, sorry, kids. So in this particular case, we can see by if we didn't do it this way, this answer would not check out. I've managed to check out and do that. So I call this the division trap because, of course, of this division. So be very careful. If we looked at, say, writing another question, which we'll just write over here, if we had something like 3x plus 6 over 2, well, then it's okay for us to take the 6 first, then do the 2, and then do the 3. So 1, 2, 3. However, though, if we have this case of 3x plus 6 divided by 2, here we have to do this divide by 2 first. And you can see the difference between the two questions. So don't get caught in the division trap. We look at this particular question, this one, we could, of course, move the 3 first because the 9 is not over here. It doesn't go, it's not 2k over 9 take 3. In this case, we'd have to move the 9 first. But in this case, we can move the 3 without any particular problem. And that's probably a really big part of the at standard. The only other question I would probably really want to look at would be to look at this particular question here, which is really a mixture of this question that we did before and the one on the other side of the page where we did 2 x's. And you can't even see the question I'm talking about. So I'll bring it down so you can. So I'm talking about this one. So 4 times 2x is 8x, and 4 times 1 is 4. Now, I've seen a lot of kids get the 8x and then forget to times the 1 by the 4 and just have a little bit of a moment, I'd like to say, where they just forget things. 6 times x is 6x, and 6 times minus 4 is minus 24. And of course, we've got x's on both sides, so I'm going to get rid of one of the x's, the littlest. 8x minus 6x is going to give me 2x plus 4, and that's going to be equal to negative 24. And then, of course, here, I'm going to take the 4 first and take the 4, so it's going to give me negative 28, and then 2x, and then I'm going to divide by 2 and divide by 2. So x is going to be equal to negative 14. All right, now a lot of you got caught with this question too, thinking, oh my God, it's a fraction, I can't do it. Well, this question I'm going to show you very, very quickly is very easy, because we're going to take away 2/3 from this side, and then we've got 2 2/3, and we're going to take away the 2/3, so that would of course leave us just with 2. 3x is equal to 2, and then of course we would just simply divide by 3, and x would become equal to a fraction itself, 2/3. So many kids got freaked out by that question because it had fractions in it. Don't. It's a very simple way. We can just get rid of this 2/3. It's going to take away that 2/3, and of course we're left with whole numbers. So that was more or less it for at. This is a bit of a shorter video, I suppose, but remember that division trap, because many people got caught in it the first time that we did it. Thank you very much for watching. Next will be above.